This episode of Savage Sessions is brought to you and produced by Radio Salad Studios. We are an actual play podcast dedicated to tabletop role-playing games of all shapes and sizes. So strap in, grab your dice, and let the epic journey begin. And without further ado, on with the show.
Good afternoon, players. Welcome to your Savage Sessions. My name is Chucky T, and I'll be your host for Deadlands Noir. Just remember, this is powered by the Savage Worlds Adventure Edition, created by the good people of Pinnacle Entertainment. Visit them for all your role-playing needs. Okay. This adventure is going to start on March 29th, 1935. It has been roughly a week since the last time we got together, and there has been some noticeable changes in our heroes. We're going to start with the more subtle ones, and then we'll get on to the more dramatic ones. So we'll go ahead and we'll start with the professor. And of course, you still have the problem of, East.
Right. Remember, because he came into my shop one night, previous adventure.
Yeah. But you were working.
Yeah.
So, yeah, big time. And the committee isn't exactly helpful on that. And neither are your muses. But yeah, so I'll go ahead and let you chew on that, and you can go ahead and let me know if or how he's, reacting to this little, okay. So yeah, before we hop on to Leroy, because like I said, Leroy is the one that's got the more major changes. So yeah, the bathroom, the swank suite that no longer exists, your roommate that is a more literal imaginary friend who's not so imaginary, who apparently is more than a roommate to you. He's a body mate. Well, as far as you know, it goes by the name EJ Rink. The fact that you are, to an extent, no longer a living individual. Yeah. I'll let you go ahead. I'll let you mull on that just for a couple of seconds. I'm going to go back to Greg here real quick. So, Greg, I said our last adventure stopped on the 21st. It's now the 29th. That's a Friday. We're going to go ahead and start at the old Absent house. But before we get to that, what exactly has he been doing for the last, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, roughly 8-9 days?
He's been just trying to get back into a routine.
So you're at the Absent house, and you're in between sets. The professor is sitting off by one of the tables. Greg, I don't know, has the professor picked a table that like this is my spot, or does he just find an open spot?
People probably kind of go away because he's probably babbling to himself anyways when he walks in.
Not a problem.
I mean, with the big top hat, bald head.
Oh, yes.
They probably steer clear of him anyways, unless they know him.
Yeah.
No reason to talk to him.
Yeah. So is there a spot that you've picked out? This is a place I like to sit, or do you just find if you see a spot that's open and you just
I'm probably going to just head up somewhere up along the bar.
Gotcha. Not a problem. So Leroy, you're in between sets. While you were playing, and again, Miss Rose, she's up there. And you guys are about an hour into it. Now she usually starts around 9, 10 o'clock, something like that. So you guys are about an hour and a half into it, and you're just kind of in between, a quick set. Now I will say this, Rose, and a lot of people have been making comments, and Professor, this is something you would have noticed also. Especially now that, this week. But especially like today, you have to notice, Leroy looks not significantly, but he looks a lot more pale than what he has in the past. Or maybe he looks the same and you just haven't really noticed. But regardless, when you came in, Leroy was up there as per usual on a Friday night, and uh, uh, up there doing his set. You got, by the bar, and a table you saw opened up, and it looked a little bit more comfortable where you're at. So as you plop down, uh, just enjoying the drink, relaxing, not thinking about work, not thinking about upcoming jobs, or not thinking about the week's hassle, just kind of letting crap go. Um, uh, and as the waitress brings your drink and you're slowly sipping down. Now, what is he drinking?
Professor?
Yeah, yeah.
Well, he hasn't gotten his hands on any moonshine in a while, so probably just like a whiskey.
Okay, all right.
Whatever's strongest.
Okay, yeah, all right. So does he but does he have like a usual? Because by now they would have, especially because you're now getting on to being a regular. So has Dan caught on that you prefer this kind of drink over some of the others?
Basically, it's just any kind of a strong whiskey. He's not picky about a brand.
Okay, not a problem.
Just the stronger the better to keep the voices quiet.
Okay, well, okay. So yes, you start at the bar. So as that's going through, then like I said, you saw a table open up, and so you just kind of go over. Uh, and this is more against the wall, and I'm going to say that they're more like, I don't know, larger, cushier chairs, and so as you thump down and you're smoking the cigar and you're taking the sips of the whiskey and you're just letting everything kind of wash away, when you open your eyes again, there's a well-dressed older man, looks to be about maybe his 50s. Professor, you realize that he's been inquiring as to if you are Professor Roggers. First he starts Mr. and then he corrects himself. And he's actually looking at a piece of paper. And as he stood there, I apologize. Professor Roggers?
Yeah.
Professor Joseph Roggers? You're Professor Joseph Roggers.
Correct.
Right. The handyman.
Yes. You need something fixed?
You. Yes. May I? And he points. He motions to one of the other chairs. And he unbuttons the suit and he sits down and kind of glances.
As he's sitting down, I'm grabbing my red, putting it on the bar.
Oh my gosh! Yeah, he kind of stops. He stops, kind of goes back a little bit, and okay. So you're at the bar.
Yeah.
Got it. Okay.
I thought that's what you said.
Yeah, no, that's fine. That's fine.
Okay.
Yeah, so Dan comes by, he kind of looks at you, and he looks at this guy, and he glances over. Has Leroy made his way up, or not yet, ever?
Okay. Yeah, let's walk up to him. I want to figure out who this dude.
Yeah, well, so as you come up, you go to the part where the professor turns and says, "Yes, I am. You need something fixed." He has his wrench. He slams the wrench down on the bar. And Dan saw you walking up, and you can see he's already putting your drink together. So when you take a seat now, do you sit behind the well-dressed man, or do you sit on the other side of the professor?
I'm gonna sit on the other side of the professor.
So Dan's sitting back. He leans against the bar, and as you sit down, he's not even looking at you, Leroy. He's looking at the professor, and he's looking at this guy. And you can tell Dan's already getting, he's not leaving. This is going to be a great opportunity for a show. And so as you look at him, he just hands over to Leroy the drink.
Yeah, as he's handing the drink over, he sees me kind of turn to the left. Go, no, we're not going to do that.
So, hey, bub, what can I do for your partner? What can I interest you in? The gentleman kind of glanced around. A sarsaparilla, please.
Okay.
Yeah, water. I'll be right back. And Dan walks, and the man turns around. Well, Professor, he extends his hand, and my name is Silas Linden. I am the current owner of the Orpheum, a an opera house or excuse me, a theater. Uh, and it's under repairs, and it has come to my attention that you have a reputation for being able to fix things. And I am looking for people to come in and do general repairs in addition to the renovation. And I am wondering what your fees are, because I will not be taken. Sure.
Okay. Well, first off, what kind of general repairs are we talking about? Are we talking about running some pipes, running some electrical?
Oh, you can do all that? I mean, well, perhaps it would be best if we set up a time for you to come out and I could walk you through, and you can tell me what it is that you can provide for the Orpheum.
Because I can fiddle with a lot of different things. So
He's the guy to wrench. Look at this wrench.
Yeah, the guy jumps as Dan slaps down the shot glass of water. That'll be 25 cents. 25 cents, cleanest water in all of New Orleans. I promise, partner. 25 cents.
do his name too.
And he does. Hey,
Oh, what? This is where Leroy feels bad, and not really feels bad. He basically wants this dude to shut up. And so he puts down a quarter. Just without saying something.
Thank you. Hey, Leroy, got a couple of the fans, and he points up onto the balcony, and there's like 5 or 6 girls, and they all look down when they catch on to that fact that Dan's pointing at you and they're pointing at them. They all start giggling and stuff like that. Anyway,
Let's hear it, Leroy.
Yeah, right. Oh, Jenkins. So they're all giggling.
All right,
all,
guys, look at this.
they're all pretty cute and stuff like that. And Dan's just like, I'm gonna tell you once, I'll tell you again. You keep your fans away from the bar. If they're not ordering stuff, they're just oogling you as you're playing. Well, that ain't making me no money. And I love you, boy, but damn. He turns, looks down the bar. Yeah, I saw your hand, and if you want to keep it, he pulls out the Bowie knife, swings around, sheaths it again. You're going to put your hand down now, buddy. Sticks the cigar back in his mouth. He says, I'll be right back, boys. And he goes down the other end. Well, the old man, he leans forward. He kind of looks around the professor. You play? You play with that young lady up there?
Oh, yeah. Oh.
I mean, excellent. Several of the producers that have expressed interest have said that I should look into, while my idea was to do more classical venues, things of that nature. Now, many of the producers and investors have encouraged me to expand the horizons of the Orpheum and to put in more modern sets, such as this here, but maybe with a larger band playing behind it. Now, I have to say, I enjoyed greatly, much to my surprise. Usually this sort of music isn't what I particularly care for, but you all do a very good job, and I would be more than interested in having, well, your little group doing performances at the Orpheum. Is that something that I don't know if I should talk to you? Do you have a manager? Would you be open to something like that?
Yeah, I would be open to that, but you would definitely have to talk to the band leader and that, as you say, that lady up there, because where she goes, I go. I don't conditions. She
Oh, excellent, excellent. He reaches inside and he pulls out a small. First he thinks it's a cigarette, like a ridiculously small cigarette case, and he flips it open and he methodically pulls out 2 business cards and he hands one to each of you. These are some of the most elegant and prestigious business cards you've ever seen in your entire life.
The professor thinks it's kind of funny, so he reaches in his bag. He pulls out one of his business cards. Now, here you go. Here's mine. Don't mind the oil stink.
Right. So anyway,
Hey. and no, all I know is if you want to increase the class of the Orpheum, you're gonna do best with us. You call that Paul Whiteman son of a gun, you're gonna see attendance drop. And no, don't ever call him. You call us. But yeah, you talk to the lady up front. She'll get you all the information she needs. And if I ever find out you called Paul Whiteman, I'm gonna punch you so hard you won't even know what hit you.
Yeah. He excuses himself and when Dan comes by, he actually he kind of just fiddles his fingers and he says, "Excuse me, barkeep, whatever they're drinking, give them 2. Gentlemen, I will go to speak to the lady and then I'll be right back. I'm feeling very good about tonight." And Dan's still walking by and Lyndon reaches in, pulls out a money clip, and he slides out a 20 and sets it on the bar. Dan stops, comes back, snakes out his hand, slips the 20. 2 it is. Each of you turn in unison because standing there he's tall, he's wearing a ridiculous hat, and you can't place it at first.
More ridiculous than mine?
No, nothing's more ridiculous than that hat. Nothing. But this is a close second. He's a tall, skinny guy. He's wearing a overcoat that it looks like it's way out of date. I don't know if I call it tweed, but if you think of it like what the classic Sherlock Holmes, the hat and the coat that he would like classically wear and stuff like that.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that's what this guy's dressed like. He has black hair. He has the hat off. He has black hair that he has, is cut short and kept clean. And he has a well-groomed beard. And he also has, as ridiculous as it is, glasses, and he has a crooked pipe. Again, like what Sherlock Holmes would smoke. And he stands there and he smiles. And the main thing that really throws you off, though, is that shitty tie.
Yeah.
It's like, what is that? He's wearing a simple black suit underneath the coat, which again, it's March. Weather, it's warm. It's unseasonably warm. Wearing that coat has got to be hell on him to begin with. The skinny dude sitting there. He's got the pipe. He's kind of thumped it. He thumps on a heel, and then he kind of tucks it away and he smiles. He's like, "So, hey, how you guys doing? I couldn't help notice you were talking to my buddy Lyndon there. So, what you guys talking about? You mind if I, butt in here?" And he takes Lyndon's seat, smacks his hands on the table. "Hey, yo, big guy, how about a drink down here?" Dan just kind of stops, turns, eyes the guy up and down, takes a stogie out. "I want to go outside and suck something out of a puddle. Until I see some money, chump, you ain't getting shit." Right. Hey, right. Money,
So,
right.
Who are you?
Name's Rhett Chowder. Reaches in, pulls out. Rhett Chowder, private investigator. Have my own firm and everything.
Brett
Original.
Chowder?
Rhett Chowder. Rhett. Damn right, Rhett. That's Dutch. Isn't that cool? My mama named me that. Honest to God. Ain't lying there, buddy. So yeah, my own private agency. Original Sin. Isn't that great? I love it. I do. I really do. So,
You're an acquaintance of
oh, yeah. Real Lyndon. Yeah. Silas. Yeah. So,
what
how do you guys know him?
you're a PI. Why don't you tell us?
Well, I mean, this is just, off the beaten path for him, and, him coming out way down here, coming in, place like this, kind of, outside his digs. Now, me, on the other hand, I'm totally comfortable in here. You leave back, get your goddamn elbow off my bar. Yeah, no problem, man. So look, just, hey, so I'm sitting down talking to you. Lyndon usually doesn't talk to a lot of people, so I'm just, making sure everything's okay. Is everything okay? Going smooth?
It's looking to me more like you're following him for some reason.
Hey, you know what?
Okay, hey, look, all right?
What's up?
You know what we call private investigators where I was born? We call them dicks. There's a reason for that.
Okay, look. Here's what it is, okay? I don't know what that guy told you, but he's a scumbag, all right? You heard about his place? The place that got opened up? Let's just say that there's certain interested individuals that are more than a little concerned about his renovations. Glances out, making sure that, Lyndon's nowhere to be around. He just kind of turns, kind of looking that direction. So here's the skinny, all right? The insurance company that's, he's bankrolled with, they give me a call. And they say, hey, yo, Rhett. And I'm like, yeah, what you need, baby cakes? She was hot. Oh, let me tell you. I was so happy she walked into my place. Ah! Anyway, so I says, yeah, baby cakes. Anyway, the conversation started to go downhill, but I brought it back in because that's what I do because I'm Rhett Chowder. She says, she asked me, do I know about the Orpheum? I'm like, yeah, of course I do. I didn't. Hey, she didn't even know that. She says, good. She says, do you know about their renovations? Yeah, of course I do. I didn't. She didn't even know that. And she says, hey, look, I'm going to pay you $20 a day to get to the bottom of it because a lot of people are getting hurt there and we're tired of paying for it. She thinks that your buddy Lyndon there is running a scam. Yeah, trying to run a scam there. Now, normally this isn't my thing. Normally I'm, doing like haunted houses, bad graveyards, is my daughter possessed, that sort of thing. I got a reputation. Go ahead, you can look it up. Because, people talk. I'm like well known. And when he realizes that neither one of you ever heard
You ever heard of this guy?
Well, obviously, you're not my usual kind of clientele. But so this is what I'm gonna. So how about this? How about this, guys? It's not busting my balls, and I'm gonna go ahead. I'm gonna put a shiny $5 bill right here on the bar. Yeah, you like that? I know. I can see it in your eyes. You like that? $5. So what's your relationship to old Lyndon there, huh?
So I pick up the $5 bill and I look at it and I kind of give the professor a bit of a nod. I flip it over and ever so slowly rip.
Oh, hey, come on, man.
Rip.
Oh, hey, come on, man. Oh, no, man, come on. Oh, man. Okay, look. All I know is I've been following this joker around for like 3 days now, all right? And I got nothing, all right? I mean, people just, I got nothing. Nobody that he works with, they won't really talk to me. If they do, they want a ridiculous amount of money. This is the first place that he's gone that's been off the rails for him, okay? He's been pretty consistent all the way up until this point, all right? So I think if he comes in here, there's got to be something going on. Lyndon doesn't know, no, excuse me, Chowder doesn't know that Lyndon is standing right behind him.
That's hooked up.
And the old man's just sitting there.
Oh, hey, Mr. Lyndon, this guy seems to be kind of interesting.
Yeah, you want $5?
Shit.
I got $5.
I'm sorry. Mr. Linden, Mr. Chowder, correct? Shit. Hey, Silas, how's it doing? As I've told you before, I'm not doing anything untoward. I fully plan on reopening the Orpheum. I plan to bring it back to where it was decades prior to this, and I find it unsatisfactory that you wish to besmirch my good name and infer anything dubious. Gentlemen, I hope you enjoyed your drinks. You have my card. I would be more than interested and more than happy to give each of you a tour if you would like to come by tomorrow afternoon. I have an opening. I've spoken to Miss Rose, and she is also more than happy. And it's like right on cue. Rose comes bounding up. She grabs onto Lyndon, smiles. Yeah, like I said, this is you. Good, you met the professor and Leroy. You've met Mr. Linden here. Mr. Linden's opened up a theater, and he's interested in putting in new gigs. Hey, baby cakes, how's it going there? Oh God. Oh
Yeah.
God. What is this?
Leroy, you want me to get this one?
And I just kind of look at Miss Rose, I look at you, and I just give a hand. That just like, yes.
Yep. The professor's going to take and just backhand the dude.
Sorry.
And meanwhile, I look at Miss Rose, I says, I just made $5.
Oh, the backhand connects with this guy. I'm not even gonna have you roll because you didn't see it. And plus, I don't want you to roll for damage and like kill this guy. But it connects, and at least you had the trajectory at such a good angle that when it connects, he comes flying off the bar stool. He zips just a fraction of an inch away from Miss Rose, and he goes sprawling on the ground. He turns himself around. He gets a really dirty look at his face. He starts to bring himself up and around, and in fact, Lyndon steps in front of Miss Rose, and as politely as he can, putting himself between Chowder and Miss Rose. As Chowder gets up, he glances around, hold on to the back of his head. He puts his hat back on. You both be sorry. This guy's a scumbag, and I'm gonna prove it. Scumbag. And with that, he runs out of the bar.
You're the only one being scummy.
Rose's eyes just kind of get big as she glances around. So,
All right, Rose.
Orpheum. That's a nice name. Okay.
Come on, he's not that bad of a guy. He gave us $5.
That's the only good thing.
Oh.
And I just got to tape it.
Oh my God, that's funny. Okay, so yeah,
Hey,
Lyndon.
talk to Felipe over at the bank. You might be able to exchange it for a good one.
Well,
Hey, outstanding.
yeah,
Our good
Felipe.
Hey, chill.
Is he still recovering from our last adventures?
Most of the bruising has gone away.
He avoid us like the plague, though.
Well, he starts to walk in as Chowder's walking out. Like he bumps right into Phil, and Phil manages to hear the whole last part, "scumbag," before Chowder takes off down the street. Phil comes in. He sees Rose. Rose kind of smiles at him, and really kind of glances down at the ground. Because here's the thing. It is painfully obvious that Phil's got himself a crush on Rose. Okay. And it's at this moment also the reason why he's kind of smiles at you guys, kind of glances around, sees Rose, kind of looks down, he looks up, and he's about to walk forward, and he stops because at that moment, from out of the crowd, comes walking up. I need the name. He's a good-looking, rich black guy, well dressed. Well, yeah. well dressed, nothing extreme. But I need a name for this guy. What have you guys got? Greg, why don't you give me a first name? Everett, give me a last name.
You said he's a rich what? White guy?
Yeah, rich black guy. Rich black guy.
Rich black guy?
Oh yeah. This is the guy that Rose is currently dating. So give me a first name.
Oh,
Yeah, Greg, go ahead. Give me a first name.
I'm thinking. I'm
Okay. Everett, you got a last name?
Washington, but Leroy ain't gonna be happy with this dude. I tell you right now.
so his last name's Washington.
Yeah. Don't say Denzel.
No, not going there, but I was trying to think of some other name.
Rover, and when he talks, he sounds a lot like Yoda. Anyway,
Rover Washington.
Rover. Rover.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, Marv.
Yeah. Well,
I didn't mean to steal that one.
No. If Greg's happy with
I was drawing a blank. Good
that's fine. That's fine. Yes, the Rover comes up, Mr. Washington. Didn't see you sneak out from the back. I was just getting ready to go back, and he holds up a bottle of wine, smiles, and then with the impeccable smile, you know, he's got the style hair and all this stuff, and yeah, he's into trades. Don't know what kind of trades. The guy really isn't, you know. Well, apparently Leroy doesn't like him already. He can't sing, can't play, has manicured nails. And Rose, of course, she perks up and like, Rover, and, you know, goes over and gives him a big hug, takes this and hooks his arms. Rover, let me introduce you to this. This is Silas Linden. He is the owner of the Orpheum, a new theater in the Treme. Rover looks at him, kind of glances around. I've never heard of a theater in the Orpheum. Wait, no. That's the renovations. Linden immediately perks up when he sees this guy. He smiles. Yes, and I'm always looking for investors. He smiles, and Rover says, well, how about we go and sit down? My Rose here is great on the stage. And you're thinking of putting her on yours? In fact, that's exactly what we were just talking about, Mr. Rover Washington. Glad to meet you, Mr. Linden. Glad to meet you, Mr. Washington. And the two of them go off with Rose, and Phil comes up, sits down on the other side of the professor. The three of you turn, you're watching as they walk off, and Phil just,
Don't let it get you. Once she finds out he ain't nothing but a sissy, he'll probably be gone.
yeah. What is a well-dressed sissy? Of course. So, I couldn't help but notice that somebody came running out of here. Usually that only happens when you guys have made a new friend. So, who was your new friend?
Yeah, he was acting a little too scummy. I didn't like the way he talked to Miss Rose.
What? He said something bad to Miss Rose?
He was just trying to be a
That's
little friendly.
That's all right. We got $5 for him.
This guy, really? Oh, it can't be that bad. Gave you guys $5.
We wanted some turn that he didn't get.
And then I tore up $5. But
you did what?
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah,
you still
you can help,
right?
And for
yeah, Phil just holds his hand out. Give me the shreds, and I'll talk to my manager. I'll get you a new $5 bill.
Right. What? Yeah, you cash that in for the $5. Yeah, you cash that in for the $5. You keep it, and get yourself something nice, you know, tie or something.
Wait, what's wrong with? Hey, that guy had a worse tie than me. Okay, so I don't. Turns around and
Well, you got that guy beat by miles. Don't worry about that.
Right.
Just
So,
a suggestion, Bill. Just
he turns to Dan.
You don't want my facts and advice.
Dan's already got a drink in front of Phil. Phil turns. Oh, thank you. You know, it takes his drink, and Phil's just like, and that's another one off the tab. He turns and he walks away. Phil takes downs the shot. oh my God, I don't know how you guys do this. So, oh my God, what's his story? Yeah, he's not pointing at Washington, he's pointing at Lyndon. What? Oh my God, because they're both fawning over Rose. Rose is just absolutely eating it up. So what's his story?
Oh, basically, he's trying to get myself and Miss Rose and the band to play at his new venue.
Wow, well
He's looking,
that's
he
great.
was looking for me to do some help with some repairs and renovations there.
Yeah, Dan comes by and leans down. As long as it's not going to interfere with what's happening here, then I'm not going to have to get territorial.
Hey, my bass goes everywhere, bro.
Silas gets up. He comes by and uh, uh, just to verify. What time can he expect you guys tomorrow? Well, first he's talking fast. Well, he says, Mr. Jenkins, I would be more than happy to, while I'm showing Professor Roggers around, he corrects himself, Professor Roggers around, I'd be more than happy to also show you the progress that we've made.
Hey, I'm interested. That's fine.
Because I would also value your feedback on this as well.
Oh, that's very nice. I'd be glad to.
Excellent, gentlemen. Noon?
Works for
noon? Yeah.
Noon?
That's perfect. That's
Excellent.
absolutely.
Excellent, great. And then I will see the both of you at noon tomorrow. With that, he excuses himself. He says, "I'll see you guys tomorrow at noon," and he leaves the bar. Well, Phil just kind of glanced around and, nice meeting you. Yeah, nice. It turns to the drink that's gone, and that's when Rose and Rover come up, and Rose like, Phil, you're here. Why were you here at the beginning of the set? Phil's kind of, well, and as he's looking, you can't help but notice that he's glanced up every now and then at Rover, and Rover is kind of just ever so briefly has given him a look. Couldn't get out of the office fast enough. I tried to get here as quick as I could. Stuff like that. Rose kind of glances at him. You don't ever work past 5. Oh, Phil, you didn't get lost again, did you? Rover kind of laughs. Phil, getting lost again. Claps Phil on the shoulder. Phil's kind of jerks. Yeah, I got lost again. Phil, you're so silly. Hey, how long before you go back on stage? Oh, that's right. I go back on a few minutes. And we go sit down and crack open that thing of champagne. Oh. Then the two of them turn and they walk off. And as they walk off, the kind of nods. Nice. And Dan's there. He slaps another shot in front of Phil, and Dan sticks that. I was on the house, kid. Me, I would have punched him in the throat. I can't, Dan. She's dating the guy. Takes the swig. Oh.
Well, I got a whole committee that would like to.
Oh, man. Are they still going on about probing? By the way, Phil has totally just latched on and accepted the fact that the professor talks to himself. He just goes.
They're experimenting in new areas.
Oh, well, between
won't get into that right now.
Oh no, thank you. I don't like hearing details. I really don't. You scare me on that one. That's one guy. Hey, knock yourself out. Both of you go ahead, break down what does the rest of the night look like for the both of you. Greg, go ahead. Why don't you start?
Probably gonna be the usual for me. I go back, I check with Dan, see if he's got any small repairs that need to be done before I leave.
Nice. Yeah. Yeah.
Keep him up, keep him happy.
Oh yeah. Oh hey, he's smart, very smart. Yeah. No, he's got a couple of things that you don't mind, taking a look at. He'd appreciate it. That's less thing he's got to worry about, so that's cool. And then once that's done,
once he wraps that up, he maybe grabs another shot on the way out.
and back to the workshop.
She just makes his way, wandering around a little bit, takes a long way back home.
Nice. Oh yeah.
Maybe grab a snack on the way somewhere if something's open.
Oh yeah, there's got to be some like late night cafes or something like that. Yeah, diners, something like that.
Go through there, maybe get some quick sandwich, something cheap.
Well, I'm not gonna lie to you, and I'm not gonna have you make a rule, but there's definitely as the camera's kind of following you around, we'll think of this kind of as a montage as it goes. But there's definitely that car that's always seems to be there, and if you approach it, it takes off quickly, a little faster than what it needs to. Okay, Everett, what about Leroy? What does the rest of his night look like?
Well, he leaves the venue and he parts ways.
Now what about
he's walking back? What's that?
what about the groupies? Your fans?
Groupies. I forgot about the groupies.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Well, let's incorporate them just a little bit.
How does that incorporate with your current condition?
Oh, you're gonna see. So he's not so much to entertain. He's more extremely preoccupied. The apparently now this voice in his head, and so he goes up and he meets and greets, gives all the hug, and he explains to him that there's not much to do to entertain tonight, but he makes sure that they are there at the he explains to him that he wants to possibly start a new line of shows at the Orpheum, and he thinks, let's make sure that they get into his show. And so he explains to him that don't know when it is, but if you want to stay in touch with Dan, I make sure that he gives them the information, and all nice and polite, and gives them all hugs again, and thank you for your showing up, and so on and so forth. We'll look forward to having you front row at the Orpheum. And so they're all sweet. So
Yeah,
you're at that point he
yeah, your bandmates are a little bit surprised when they see this. They kind of look around because they're expecting you to at least. In the past, it's been like one, if not more, girls leave with you, and now all of a sudden it's like, hey, is there, I mean, and they, and they've made comments up, this last week, any gigs that you may have done with them, because I'm assuming that not every single gig is done with them. It might be with other bands or stuff like that. But yeah,
whatever happens.
yeah. So I mean, word has definitely gone around that you're looking a little peaked, and now you're turning down companionship. So yeah, they're asking, hey, is everything okay, man? Like this, as you guys are putting your gear away and stuff like that, and as that's
everything.
That's happening, all of a sudden, directly behind them, leaning against the wall, now he's in a really snazzy black suit, very similar to what you usually wear. It's EJ, and he smiles, and he looks up at you and is like, yeah, Slick, everything okay?
So I'd kind of look past the guy, see him there. I just kind of close my eyes as if to say, you've got to be kidding. And
Them back
look at the guys. You want to know?
And when you open them up, out there.
Yeah. And I look at the guys, I'm like, dudes, everything is just fine. I need to go home and just totally, blank out for today. We're good. We're done.
Okay.
And they write it off and happy.
Yeah.
And so I finally get back home, and so I go back into the kitchen, put a little something for set a plate in the room. I close the door and just wait for the manic nightmares to.
Yeah, that's a good point. So, I need to do that real quick. So we're gonna go ahead. We're gonna jump into the next day before we do that. Everett, I am gonna have you give me a spirit roll because if that's one thing that he
All right.
didn't do for you, one, the nightmares, the night. Oh shit.
Well,
Well,
that's kind of
well done. Yeah, they're there, but you're able to tolerate them and push them to the side. And actually get, despite everything, a relatively um, peaceful night. So the Orpheum, like I said, we know where you guys are all at, and oh god, other way. There we go. Stupid. Learn how to use the mouse. Okay, so like I said, I'm gonna ding it. Like I said, so it's on that corner of Florida Avenue and ever damn street that is. I seriously cannot read that name. Um, Now there is no trolley, so it's going to require either you guys. That's a lot of walking. Probably a cab from the both of you. There is a rail line, but that's like an honest to god rail line. Um. So yeah. So it's around noon. Now the thing that throws you off is that when uh, the photograph that you see there is pretty accurate um from where it's at. Let's see here. So how would that work then? Yeah, yeah. It's like I say, it's on the corner. Um, there's several guys kind of milling around, either in the front or in the back. You do catch a couple of guys up on the roof. Looks like they're doing a little bit. Um, but for a building this size, when they're doing restoration, you kind of expect maybe quite a few more people doing some kind of extra work. Um, and there is not a huge homeless population, but you do see quite a few people hanging out on corners, tucked away in alleys, uh, things of that nature. And it's Rose is there, and she is standing out front, and she is with Silas, and they're talking. And as each of you get dropped off in your cabs and things like that, you both ride relatively within a few minutes of each other. Actually, I'm going to go with this. Uh, Greg, this is your card. Greg got a king, and Everett got two. Okay, so Greg, you have the choice. Did you get there first, before Everett, or after Everett?
I'll let them get there first.
Okay, so Everett, you arrive before uh excuse me. You arrive before the professor, and like I said, as you arrive, you see Miss Rose out front talking to Silas. So go ahead, and the stage is yours for a few.
all right. So I just kind of walk up to the building and just kind of look at the front and see what they're doing with the face building, and just kind of minding my own business at this point. Just kind of looking.
Yeah, Rose sees you and she waves. She waves you over and stuff like that. And it's as you're making your way over, Professor, your cab pulls up, and uh, after you pay the cab, he takes off, and you can see Leroy walking towards the building, and past him, you can see Rose hasn't noticed you yet, but she can see her waving at Leroy and waving him towards her and stuff like that. And Leroy's sauntering up towards closer to them, and as he's doing that, you see a bunch of guys from the side of the building. There's about 4 or 5 of them, and all of a sudden they one of them shrieks, backs up, and there's a lot of commotion coming from them. It's a few seconds later, you see someone walking out through, and first he's backing up, and the 4 guys are all pointing at him, and they're looking at each other, and they're pointing at the guy, and the guy is backing up. He's a white guy. Looks like he's wearing um, you know, these stereotypical, white cotton shirt, suspenders, brown work pants, work boots. Just from what you could tell right away, he doesn't look like he has a lot of hair. But that's not really scary. The real scary thing is as he's walking away from it, and he turns and he's looking around. At first you think it's Steve, and then you realize there's smoke coming off of him. And he's got his hands up and he's just walking around asking for people, to help me. Oh, look what he did to me. Help me. Now there's a lot of people that are up and they're pointing. Everett, as you're walking towards Rose, you stop, you look down beside the building, and you can see this guy and you can hear the commotion and you see what they're pointing at. And this guy's walking up and he's like, look what he did to me. Somebody help me. Somebody help me. Also, he blows up like a match right there. Clothes catch on fire, skin catches on fire, he looks like a wax candle. And as he's walking, people are screaming. A couple of guys run up, and there happens to be a tarp nearby, and they grab that, and they're trying to cover him and pat him out. And as they're trying to pat him out, it's just like fanning a flame. It's like it just doesn't stop. It actually catches the tarp on fire. What are you guys doing?
Pulling out a stogie.
Nah.
Everett, what's Leroy doing?
Wow. After that, I'm just kind of looking, what in the world caused this? I'm looking for something, and of course there's not a whole lot to just run guys out.
Why don't you guys go ahead? Give me a spirit check. No, I'm not gonna put any negatives on it, but just go ahead, give me a spirit check real quick, both of you. Okay, sure. Greg, you're fine. Everett, you're fine. So okay, yeah. Okay, so Greg, you got a stogie, and Everett, you said Leroy's looking around, seeing if there's something.
No, after I light my stogie, I was gonna pull out my detect arcana thing, see if it would do anything.
Whoa, yeah. So you get it? You're doing.
Go ahead and Benny that.
Not Benny, a critical failure, unfortunately, double one. Yep. Unfortunately, it's all right. So as this going, and you're kind of fiddling around with it, and all of a sudden your hand will shake, and all of a sudden, literally, it starts to puff, and you feel a slight jolt. And you actually pull the glove off and throw it to the ground and take a couple steps back, because the last time it did something like that, it blew up, and it was on. You had a mannequin hand that it was on, and it blew up the hand.
Sounds good night.
And that was a marble hand, and it blew it to pieces. So yeah, it's like flip that off, watch, and goes. Now Leroy, you can hear Rose screaming, and Lyndon kind of has her, and he kind of tells her not to look and stuff like that, and she's just, oh my god, she's not handling it very well.
Basically, I just run up to him with my suit jacket and just start trying to put him out as quick as possible.
Oh yeah, it's like as you come up, you're about to put the jacket down, you take a couple steps back, because a couple of guys are like, no, brother, man, no, stay back. He's gone. It's amazing, because literally it only took you a couple of seconds to get your jacket off and run forward. And he was only like maybe 50, 60 feet away. By the time, from when you saw him smoking, he lit on fire, dropped the ground, people put him down, you taking all that in and getting up to him, there's literally nothing left but a giant pile of ash and bone. That's a wrap for this week. Join us again here at Radio Salad Studios, home for Savage Sessions.
Make sure you follow us on Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube, and hit that bell icon to be notified when new episodes are released.
Until we see each other again,
go out there,
be safe,
have fun,
and may the dice be with you.
Always.
This game references the Savage Worlds game system, available from Pinnacle Entertainment Group at www.peginc.com. It is unofficial media content permitted under the Media Network Content Agreement. This content is not managed, approved, or endorsed by Pinnacle Entertainment Group. Certain portions of the materials used are the intellectual property of Pinnacle and all rights reserved. Savage Worlds, all related settings, and unique characters, locations, and characters, logos, and trademarks are copyrights of Pinnacle Entertainment Group.